Hello, this is VNA Broadcast Daily. I'm following today's highlights.
The National Assembly Standing Committee meets in Hanoi to make preparations for the fourth sitting later this year. Naval Force in Bà Rịa Vũng Tàu Province receives a locally built artillery-equipped patrol ship. Vietnamese artists hold an exhibition of artworks depicting life and career of late Apple co-founder Steve Jobs.
A grand ceremony was held in the northern city of Nam Định on October 5th to mark the 750th anniversary of Thiên Trường, the old capital city of Trần Dynasty, 1225 to 1400. President Trương Tấn Sang attended the event.
Addressing the ceremony, the Provincial Party Committee Secretary Phạm Hồng Hà recalled the city's 750 years history. In spring 1262, after a 70-year reign, King Trần Thái Tông, whose birthplace was Tukmak village, now My Lộc district of Nam Định, ordered his juniors to build a royal complex and a temple to worship ancestors here, all of which were upgraded into the Thiên Trường Palace complex. The complex acted as a special administrative and political center south of the kingdom's capital city of Thăng Long, Hanoi today. With its military advantages and prosperous economy, Thiên Trường also played a key role in national defense. President Sang asked the local authorities to develop Nam Định into the hub of the southern Red River Delta, along with pushing its maritime economy. On the occasion, the city was also presented with the Ho Chi Minh Order, the second highest order of the nation from the state leader. Earlier, President Sang and other high-ranking officials gave offerings at the Trần and Bảo Lộc Temple, where 14 kings and mandarins of the Trần dynasty are worshipped.
The Standing Committee of the 13th National Assembly is meeting in Hanoi to make preparations for the fourth sitting later this year. The meeting, the 12th of its kind, is chaired by National Assembly Chairman Nguyễn Sinh Hùng.
In his opening speech on October 5th, Chairman Hùng said the Standing Committee members will comment on the upcoming submission of a draft resolution on amendments and supplements to the 1992 Constitution. They will also have a look at a draft resolution on collecting people's opinions on the draft revised 1992 Constitution. Besides, they will review a submission to the National Assembly on a resolution on the process, procedures, and methods of holding votes of confidence on people holding positions elected or approved by the National Assembly or People's Councils. The committee members will also give their opinions on the government's reports on the implementation of the Socio-Economic Development Plan and the estimated state budget 2012, as well as orientations and plans for 2013. They will touch upon the 2012 working reports of the Chief Judge of the Supreme People's Court, the head of the Supreme People's Procuracy, as well as the government's reports on the execution of judgments, crime situation, and prevention in 2012, and discuss 5 draft laws.
The first expanded ASEAN Maritime Forum opened on October 5th in Manila. The Philippines focused on strengthening regional maritime links and called for cooperation between regional countries in settling disputes at sea.
The forum, which was initiated by Japan during the East Asia Summit in Indonesia last year, saw the participation of Australia, China, India, Japan, New Zealand, the Republic of Korea, the United States, and Russia, together with ASEAN member countries. Speaking at the event, Deputy Foreign Minister of Japan, Koji Tsuruoka, underlined the need to set up an effective maritime order in East Asia to ensure rights of navigation in a threat-free, safe maritime environment.
We should firmly deny any idea justifying might is right. This is an unyielding and invincible principle for the sea.
According to Ryoka, it is necessary to exert more effort to make maritime order and regulations based on specific characteristics of each area, suitable to related international laws, including the 1982 United Nations Convention on the Law of the Sea, through peaceful dialogues. The forum brought together government officials, specialists, academics, and non-governmental organization representatives to discuss maritime issues, including piracy and human trafficking, the upgrade of infrastructures and equipment, and training for seamen.
Brigade 171 of Vietnam's Naval Force, stationed in southern Bà Rịa Vũng Tàu province on October 5th, received an artillery-equipped patrol ship to serve for its training and fighting preparedness.
The patrol ships were built by the Hong Ha Shipbuilding Company under the General Department of Defense Industry of the Ministry of Defense. It is the second ship that has been handed over to the brigade this year. Equipped with modern weapons, the ship will be used in training and also be ready for fighting. It is tasked to patrol in Vietnam's territorial waters to protect the nation's sovereignty over its seas and islands.
A multi-ministry team has begun to inspect real estate projects in cities and provinces nationwide this month to determine which will be closed down. We have more.
The team consists of representatives from construction, finance, government office, investment and planning, and natural resources and environment ministries. Inspectors will examine ongoing and delayed projects, deciding which to close down and which to be allowed to continue or be restructured. Many property investors had developed luxury residential projects with the cooperation of local authorities who had ignored real market demand. Many developers build luxury complexes in areas with poor infrastructure and social services, such as lack of safe water, schools, and markets. This was why no one was interested in buying their properties, and officials from the Ministry of Construction said. Selling plots of land to attract capital from housing developers created overheated land prices and a fake increase in demand in the past year. Selling plots of land to attract capital from housing developers created overheated land prices and a fake increase in demand in the past time.
A group of Vietnamese artists has assembled an exhibition of artworks to tell the story of the life and career of late Apple co-founder Steve Jobs, whose famous phrase, "Stay hungry, stay foolish, think different," has continued to inspire people all over the world, even after his death last year.
Steve Jobs was a charismatic pioneer in the personal computer revolution in the 1970s and 80s. He made influential innovations in the computer and consumer electronics fields into the 21st century. Entire Think Different, the exhibition, which is taking place at the National Library in Hanoi, marked the first anniversary of the death of Steve Jobs and acknowledged his contribution to society. Sponsored by the U.S. Embassy in Vietnam, it includes a bust of Jobs and 21 oil paintings that illustrate his life and contributions to information technologies during 35 years of his career. The project was initiated by Nguyễn Đức Tiến, an economist and Steve Jobs fan. Since Jobs' death, Tiến has worked on the projects with painter Bùi Văn Khoa and scholar Lê Đình Quỳ, both members of the Vietnam Fine Arts Association. Through the exhibition, we also want to send a message to young people in Vietnam. Equip yourselves with different skills to be able to create products that can be welcomed by the whole world. The centerpiece of the exhibition is a lady with two metal bust of Jobs, made of steel and composite. I've always admired his talent and his simple life, and my artwork can tell you about it. Jobs was named one of the 20 most influential Americans of all time by Time magazine. He died of cancer on October 5, 2011. The exhibition is believed to be the first ever art exhibition in the world dedicated to Jobs.
And this is the end of our news today. Thanks for watching and goodbye.